Being appreciative. You know, it's really hard nowadays to look around yourself sometimes and be appreciative of what you have? I know for me, there are days where I sit here and I complain, I whine, and I act like life isn't fair, which it isn't fair, but sometimes I fail to realize that I have people that are around me that care for me. Sometimes I fail to realize that I have way more than others do. Sometimes I fail to realize the things that I even do for myself on a consistent basis, like going to the gym and taking care of myself physically, or sitting down and just enjoying one of my favorite games to help myself mentally. It's easy for me to go ahead and just yap about how I hate life and all this other stuff. And in a way, I don't hate life, but there are times where I despise living. But I feel like it's really up to us to go ahead and be appreciative of what we have. Be grateful for the people that are in our lives. Now, I'm not saying that if you're going through something, it's not going to be hard. I mean, sorry, I'm doing it for no script. I don't usually make any scripts. I like to just go off the top of my head, but if you are going through something, what I want to say is don't give up. Keep going. And with that, I want to go ahead and tell you a story of what I went through recently. So recently, I was broken up with from my ex. And I wasn't too surprised. I can already tell she was falling out of love. And with that, there came a time where when she broke up with me, I was distraught. I felt like I didn't know what to do with my life. I cried and cried. I whined. It was so bad that I uttered words that I never thought I'd ever utter. And that was when I was crying, and I was crying in my mother's arms, and I said, I loved her. Now, I never thought I'd have to say those words, but past tense. So, that happened that same night that she broke up with me, right? And I could have easily the next day and after fell into a terrible drought and just don't feel like doing anything, and I just accept my defeat basically. But no. Instead, right after I was done crying that same night, I started doing my math homework. Now you may be wondering, why do math homework? Well, for one, I wanted to get my mind off of it. But I also knew that in the back of my mind, I had to keep going. Life isn't going to stop just because I went through something. It will continue, with or without you. So that's exactly what I did, and that's exactly what I keep doing till this day. I keep moving forward. I went ahead, did my math homework, came back to school the next day because I live off campus. I live on campus. I don't commute or anything because I'm 2 hours away from my real home. So I stay in my apartment and I live on campus, right? And I kept going to the gym. I kept putting in work. Of course, there were days where it felt like there was nothing I can really even do, and I felt so alone and empty. But I kept moving forward. And what's ironic about that is I was actually watching AOT. I was rewatching it. So just keep moving forward. And if you have people around you, talk to them. And if you don't want to talk to them, just talk about it in general. It can be to yourself, it can be to a loved one, it can be to a friend, it can be to anybody that you can trust at least. Because talking about it is honestly a part of the process. Talking about it helps. I feel like we all need to go ahead and just be real with ourselves. But yeah, appreciate who you have and what you have around you. Because you gotta remember that life is temporary. We only have one life. Anyways, that's my my take on appreciation. I hope y'all enjoyed. Take care of yourselves. It's been Matthew.